Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Compute Over Data Working Group live jam. This is our second one. Well, this is the second one of the rebooted series. I'm joined here again by the amazing CODwg.
Hi, everyone.
We have some amazing guests lined up for you. CODwg, maybe you can share, the purpose of this group again for everyone that didn't hear last time, and then we'll go through the agenda as well.
Sure, absolutely. So yeah, hi, my name is CODwg. I'm also I'm a technical PM and decentralized AI researcher. And today, the COD working group purpose is basically just collaboration and really trying to share the standards you guys have been working hard on, but also trying to understand sort of the latest releases in COD, and then more importantly, like peer education and support. So I hope you guys find this really useful. I've been finding the previous COD working groups really, really useful and helpful as well.
Yeah, so today, what's the agenda? We've done the intro, so we can skip that part.
Yep.
We've got two amazing speakers coming up. They also submitted to the HackFS hackathon, so we wanted to have them on a couple of weeks ago. Didn't have enough time for that, so we're running another show for them. And interestingly, I just found out that they also were both on both hacking at ETH Global Paris over the weekend and submitting projects to that as well. So we've got follow-up questions there. They're both very interested in DeFi too. So we're going to get their take on how they found working with some of the compute over data protocols and why they entered the hackathon as well, I think. And so our special guests today are, we have Pablo here. Hello, Pablo.
Hello, hi everyone.
Maybe you can introduce yourself outside of HackFS
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, so I'm Pablo Maldonado. I'm smart contract engineer at UMA and a passionate hacker, I will say. As you said, I just participated also in ETH Global Paris. I'm still recovering from that, but yeah, very, very happy to be here.
Awesome. I'm actually still in Paris until tomorrow anyway, so I'm going to be sad to leave. Yeah. But we also have Cem here, who participated both in HackFS and in ETH Global Paris last weekend, wasn't it?
Hi, yeah, Cem. Yeah. Hi. Now it's my time to introduce myself, I guess. Yeah, okay. I'm a master. Yeah, okay. I'm a master's student in Technical University of Munich, actually, and I'm really interested in Web3 and blockchain. So I try to utilize every opportunity and join the hackathons to deepen my knowledge regarding those aspects. Yeah.
Amazing. That sounds awesome. So a master's student, you're doing computer science as your master's?
Yeah. Computer science. Exactly.
And deeply interested in like the distributed compute space, I think, did you say?
Yeah, actually, with the HackFS, I first got to know Bacalhau and the decentralized computing, actually. So it was really, before that, I did not know, actually, about decentralized computing, especially computing part. And,
interesting. And you're nodding your head there, Pablo, like that was the same for you. Is that true?
Yeah. And it was really fun to use, actually, Bacalhau and get to know that system, actually. Yeah.
The name is very fun also, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, we're going to find out more about your projects. So we're just going to go one at a time. And I'm going to start with you, Pablo. I'm going to remove the deck here and let you take over the screen. Maybe you can share your project, which is called DefiKicks, I believe, and what you built at HackFS. Feel free to share what you built at ETH Global.
Sure. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. So you should be able to see my screen now.
Yep, we've got you.
Yeah, so basically, as you said, in HackFS 2023, I developed this project called DefiKicks, which is a data DAO that democratizes DeFi data aggregation. So when we talk about DeFi data aggregation, probably the first thing that comes to mind is DeFi Llama, no? This dashboard that offers TVL information, but also any kind of DeFi information aggregated here. The problem is that DeFi Llama is ultimately centralized because it is at the end. Anyone can propose an adapter to add a new project, but ultimately it is their team of developers that decide if the adapter is approved or not, based on rules that are not public, are not written, and not agreed upon. So I spotted this problem, and I wondered if there was a way to solve this issue with all the tools and technologies that we have available in the space. So basically, I proposed this fully decentralized, transparent, and community-governed DeFi data aggregator in Filecoin, where new adapters and rules are proposed to a governor smart contract. The adapters are voted off-chain in an unbiased way that I'm going to explain later. The approved adapters, similarly to DeFi Llama, are registered, well, in this case, on-chain instead in GitHub, in a registry contract. And voters voting correctly are incentivized with kick tokens emissions. Finally, for each adapter that has been approved, the data is collected in a decentralized way, so fully decentralized. This is the dashboard that I'm going to show later at the end, but this is the architecture. No? So we start with this front end where, as I said, anyone can propose a new piece of code, a JavaScript code in this case, to calculate the TVL of the proposed adapter. Then we have to, the kick token holders have to vote off-chain in a gasless and unbiased way, thanks to DRAM time lock encryption, because all the votes are stored off-chain, but time lock encrypted. During all the voting period, so no one can see the results. So voters are not influenced by others, and they vote on their own behalf, no? With their own criteria. And then we request, once the voting phase ends, we can request the off-chain vote resolution and the reward calculation. And this is handled by Bacalao and requested through Lilypad. So this is an on-chain request to run this computation. And once the adapter is approved and ready to be used, there is another decentralized mechanism to collect this data in a decentralized way that uses in this case lead protocol and ceramic streams. But actually, and I will probably say this later, I'm thinking about migrating this component to Bacalao too, because it suits perfectly to this purpose. And then finally, we can visualize the DeFi data. So let's go to the demo. Actually, this is.
Oops, I think we have just lost Pablo. Not sure what happened there. Probably, technical flaw, as per usual on a live stream. By the way, we did, after DefiKicks put out this, won the prize actually on HackFS. We did also add this to the Lilypad docs. So if you want to check out how he's built this and the smart contracts he's used, you can find it all in the Lilypad docs, which I'll just put in the comments as well. Otherwise, I think maybe while we're waiting for Pablo to come back, since we have been in Paris for the last week, really, I just wanted to share some of the events that I went to here and some of the findings while we're waiting for Pablo to come back. Might be a good use of time, I think. So one of the ones that I was, here he is. Okay, so I won't share that now. We've got Pablo back, so we'll add him back to the stream. Hey, Pablo, can you hear us?
Issues. Yeah. I can hear you. You can't see me now, actually, right?
No, you're a black screen.
Sorry for that.
No, all good. We totally get it. Well, while you fix that, I was just going to share a bit of it. Oh, there we go. We can see you. Amazing.
I'm back.
Yeah,
I'm back. No worries.
Yes.
All right.
I'm back. Let's just share again my screen.
Yep.
2 seconds. Let me just configure again this.
We can cut this out in the edit. Oh, wait, we're live. No.
So, entire screen. I'm sorry for that. And
perfect.
We are back.
Oh, yep, amazing. All right, we'll let you roll with it again. Welcome back.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, guys. So I was gonna present you the demo actually. So here we are in the dashboard in the DefiKicks frontend, where I'm gonna propose a new adapter. And as I mentioned before, an adapter is a piece of code, as in DeFi Llama. In this case, it's a JavaScript piece of code that calculates the TVL of a particular project. In this case, I'm gonna create an adapter for the Kicker project. And this code is meant to calculate the TVL at every timestamp, so at every instant it's run. No? In this case, I'm just gonna propose this sample code. And so just, so adapter name, maybe I need to refresh because Kicker propose. So this action, demo effect, of course. Oh, it's because I'm not connected to MetaMask. And probably, sorry for that. So this is uploading the code to HackFS. Okay. I'm sorry, let me check if I changed something. This is running. This is running. The demo codes are not being kind. Okay, I don't know what happened, honestly, but it worked. So as I said, this has uploaded the code to HackFS, and then the HackFS hash proposed on chain to the governor contract. And here we have the new vote. So this vote now has to be voted off chain. This is what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna vote for, and when voting, basically I'm signing a message with my vote. So here in this message, I'm voting for, but this vote is going to be encrypted with DRAM with a time lock encryption mechanism. So no one can see the vote, but my vote is there and will be decryptable in the future, no? When the voting phase ends, which is going to be very, very quickly because it's very short in this demo. So we just have to wait until the vote phase ends, which will be in some minutes. But in the meantime, well, we can see that the code is here deployed in HackFS. So the voters can see what they are voting on. They should review the code. They should also see if they comply with the rules that have been pre-approved, no, in previous votes, because we can also vote on rules. And so now the vote resolution should be ready to be executed. So I'm gonna click request resolution, which is an on-chain transaction. I'm just gonna click confirm. And what I'm doing here through the governor contract, I'm requesting to Lilypad to run a very specific Docker image with some environment variables related to this particular vote. And so now the bacalao operators need to run this code and return the results on chain with the vote resolution and the rewards calculated, no, for each voter that participated. In this case, as I was the only voter, I was correct. I mean, I voted correctly. So that's why I have rewards available. No? And only voters that voted correctly, that is with the majority, receive these rewards. So now that the resolution has been executed and the adapter has been approved, the adapter is ready to be used and ready to start collecting information. Let me check if it's turned on. Yeah. So I need to turn this. And this is gonna start collecting information. As you see, we already have a new data point for this adapter that was already approved. And I'm not gonna wait, but in some seconds, we will have this new adapter, the kicker adapter, and we'll start collecting this information in a decentralized way. So maybe I can show very quickly the essentials of the code, no? The interesting mechanisms that I have. So as I said, I'm using DRAM time lock encryption, and this happens all in the front end. So when a user votes of chain, he's signing a message, as you saw. But the message, the contents of the message are time lock encrypted with DRAM, and then the results are stored off chain in IPFS. No, and then once the voting phase ends, we can request, and I'm going to show you the governor contract. As I said, it goes through Lilypad and it requests the vote resolution. And this is calling Lilypad to execute a Lilypad job, no? With a very specific spec that is calculated on chain. So basically here we have some pre-stored information about the Docker containers that we want to run, and we just need to specify the proposal ID. And so the operator knows how to run the Bacalhau operator knows how to run the Docker container. And once they execute this computation of chain, we receive a callback from Lilypad. Here's the callback, Lilypad fulfilled. And this callback contains a lot of information. It contains the resolution of the proposal, the for votes, against votes, abstain votes, but also a Merkle root that is used in DefiKicks to represent the rewards, no? Because each voter, as I said, has rewards if they voted correctly. And there is also some data that is just emitted but not stored with basically the Merkle proofs, no, for the voters to claim their rewards. And I guess this is more or less it, no, in terms of code. These are the most interesting parts. And as I mentioned, my plan now is to migrate the lead protocol and ceramic string mechanism that was very useful, but I'm going to migrate them to Lilypad and Bacalhau because it's more production ready, I think, and it suits very well to my specific use case. No? So yeah, that's it for the demo.
Thanks, Pablo.
Yep, no problem.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kartika. I'm going to let you take over. You're having a great.
I just wanted to ask a couple of questions. So one of them was like in terms of latency or latency issues. And I heard that maybe people might say that's like you can only do like some simple calculations right now in the adapters. Can you tell us a little bit more about the architecture, and have you measured any latency, or have you had issues with that?
Yeah. So basically, the calculation are unlimited, I would say, especially because I'm migrating the TVL calculation to Lilypad with Bacalhau. So at the end, the resources are kind of unlimited. No, we can request anything. Also because it's asynchronous, so it's not. We request the job on chain, and we just wait for the results. At the end, these kind of calculations, probably they will require lots of on-chain reads, reading from smart contracts, reading events. I don't know, depending on the specific adapter. But I don't see any problem or any limitation there.
Okay.
That would affect
and have you moved the code? Have you already started moving the code over to integrate Lilypad and Bacalhau only, or is that still coming up?
Yeah. I'm already working on it. It's very, straightforward, as I already had the vote resolution there. I only need to figure out how often to run these updates because Lilypad has a small fee for now. I just need to decide how often, and maybe actually it will be a way to monetize the project, to charge on how often the information is updated. Maybe by default it could be daily or every, I don't know, X hours. But if the project needs more updates, more frequent updates, it could be an interesting way of doing it.
Yeah, well, that makes a lot of sense.
I should note, I think you're talking about Lilypad V0 here, which is our basically our bridge relayer contract, which relays from the FVM network and a bunch of other test decks, by the way, that we're deployed on to and runs a job on a public Backuyar network and then relays it back. So the fee that you have in there is actually just for the gas. We're not charging for the public Backuyar network. So
okay. Makes sense. Yeah.
at the moment, so we're working on Lilypad V1, which is actually a fully trustless distributed network, but that doesn't currently interact with the FVM. So there's two ways to go about doing things at the moment on the Lilypad network.
Very interesting.
Another question was in terms of, can you just explain in terms of like DeFi aggregators in general and the total value locked calculation? So why did you choose like DeFi Llama? Like, the code I thought is open source, you can read it. Isn't that like, decentralized, in a sense, a little bit already?
Yeah, well, I chose DeFi Llama because it's one of the most known DeFi aggregators, one of the most used ones. And also because I know it's a problem that lots of developers and people from different projects have experienced on their own, which is submitting an adapter to DeFi Llama through their GitHub, because it's how it's done. I mean, it's close to be decentralized, but so submitting an adapter for their project, and for some reason the pull request being just blocked because their team just decide that it doesn't match their criteria, the rules that are not written. That's the problem. You cannot read and study the rules to try to make your adapter compatible. No? Yeah.
Sounds like another big organization in the US. No, did I say that? Sorry, I'm backtracking. We'll delete that.
Yeah, and so they end up with their pull request being blocked and their TVL not being there. No? So I chose this example because of that, because it's something that lots of people have experienced, and it's something that could be solved, in my opinion, and should be solved.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I wonder if there's a reason for that. Like, are they a small team and just don't have time to look through all the requests, or what it is? Who knows? But either way, you're right. It's an issue.
They have some degree of transparency. I mean, they publish Twitter from time to time, like new criteria, that they have applied. But it's not agreed. First, it's not agreed, and it's not very. It's not easy to.
Yeah, running open source is hard, kids, but running the right is worthwhile.
One more question in terms of, if people have now got an adapter and they want to modify it, or how can they get in touch with you? How can they get in touch and start testing out DefiKicks?
Of course. I mean, well, first of all, my email was on the first slide in my presentation, so feel free to reach. Also, I see my Twitter handle is there. Also, feel free to ping me anywhere. And for the adapters, so basically, if a project wants to update their adapter, it's a new proposal. So like the one I showed you, and at the end is just a JavaScript code using ethers or any JavaScript library. So it shouldn't require nothing special. I mean, it's very straightforward. Very simple code that is going to be run just by a Docker container. So I think it's very easy. It's like DeFi Llama, no? I mean, at the end, it's very easy to implement an adapter. No? The problem is that here it will be, or the difference is that here the adapter will be voted. No?
Yeah. And in terms of the voting, like, do you need more people who are interested in voting, and like how, like, so there's the kicks token, so you get 15 kicks, like, is that just for the proof of concept for now, or like how do you see that sort of develop?
Yeah, so that's a good question. For now, probably I would also enable other tokens to vote, just to leverage their communities, because it's an off-chain vote. So I could also count other tokens in these votes. Probably I will start with those tokens. Also, I guess it will make sense to have like a delegation mechanism, because at the end you need to understand how to read the code, no? The adapter code. Probably this is more developer or for technical profiles. So it will make sense to me to have a delegation mechanism where maybe the delegatee can take like a fee of the rewards. So it will be, so I guess, I will also need to find like reviewer, no, like delegatees, no, people interested in reviewing and maybe taking a fee on the rewards.
Very nice. I love it. Cool.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Pablo. Appreciate you joining us. You made it here this time.
Yeah, my pleasure.
It was totally worth the wait. So thank you for joining us and sharing DefiKicks and your knowledge with us. And we'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I cut him off midstream. Sorry, Pablo. So next up we have Cem. Hello, Cem. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, hi.
So looking forward to hear. So your project is decentralized yield collector, correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
And I hear you have a demo for us too. So I will let you get started with that if you want to share your screen.
Yeah. Actually, with some slides. I took some screenshots beforehand because I had some internet problems. So it won't be a demo, but it's some screenshots. Yeah.
No problem.
Okay.
We can
Are
fill
you
in
based in Munich right now?
You said, am I in Munich right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm German, that's why.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, and I will share my screen.
Amazing.
Okay. So first, I'll start with this slide.
I'm not seeing your screen.
Can you see it now?
I can. So I will remove myself and Kartika and let you get started. Thanks.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. So in the beginning, our goal was to provide APY value of the reserves that we gathered from the pool data. And for this, first of all, we chose Aave, but it was just an example. So in summary, a user just subscribes to our channel, and with the cron usage of cron jobs, like it can be 1 hour or daily, we send them the investment strategy as actually the data that we gather from those pools, those APY values, and users can use them as an investment strategy. So this was our intention. And for that, we used Bacalhau, and all the computation are done on Bacalhau. And we also deployed a smart contract on EVM, Filecoin EVM. I will also show that later in our architecture. And we used push protocol to send notifications to users like in each hour. And also, of course, each results of our jobs also uploaded onto IPFS. And in this example, we used Aave. So this is a screenshot from our website design. First of all, user connects the wallet, and then the user needs to subscribe in order to see the notifications. And after correct subscription, the user gets notified. And then each hour, the user gets the APY values of the tokens of Aave. So yeah, it was a proof of concept. That's the reason you see constantly the same values actually. But in order to make it work, we wanted to keep it short actually. So that was it actually from this slide. And now I want to show our architecture. So I will stop sharing this, or maybe switch to this. Now I switched the slide. Can you see it or?
No, I'm not seeing a different.
Okay. Let me share it again. Okay. Okay. So first of all, let me show you our architecture. In the beginning, a user needs to subscribe to our website and connect the wallets. And after that, the cron jobs periodically calculates the data, and those data are calculated upon Bacalhau. We get Aave in this case, and then we return the calculation to the backend, and then we update the front end and send a push notification to the user. And also at the same time, we write the data that are collected to a smart contract, but later on we thought that when the calculation is done upon Bacalhau, it's also written on IPFS, so it might not be that in need writing to a smart contract, but this is how it works actually. And note that those calculations that they can be utilized for the apps actually, the apps that need calculations upon those kind of data. And we wanted the whole process to be transparent, so we wanted to use Bacalhau in that case. Yeah, so we used Bacalhau, and it made it secure and transparent, so the end users and the apps can see the whole process, the calculation, and the results. So in the future, we want to actually have more complex calculations and process more data, because it was a proof of concept. So we did not process that much data, and we did not make any complex calculations actually. But in the future, we would like to make it enlarged. And that's all.
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so in terms of like just people getting involved with you as well, like if I wanted now to have like an investment strategy, like talking more about the end user, like are there like different profiles and things like that, or are you just getting sort of, you subscribe to the channel and then the information just comes back for a particular platform like Aave or another one? Like how would it work for like the end user with different sort of preferences maybe?
Yeah, in that case, we only used Aave actually, but just to make it a proof of concept. But later on, like another D apps also can be connected to gather data from them. And in our case, we just wanted to make the calculation process to be transparent actually. So Aave was just an example, and in that case, yeah, we just have one preference actually right now.
Okay, great.
So I hear you also, so I was at ETH Global Paris as well, and I know you submitted another project there, which was called Credit Central, Credit Decentral.
Yeah, we wanted to give it a French name, yeah.
So was this working off a similar thing to decentralized yield collector as well, and just adding more details to it, or did you want to talk a little bit about this project?
Yeah, sure. Actually, after you gave us some recommendations upon our project in HackFS, we decided to also use Lilypad. So also my friend Aytunç, he was on the Bacalhau side in that project. So we tried to give some credit scores to the users actually. And when the user gets authenticated and connects the wallet, we wanted to give them a credit score, so that, and we did it by collecting data from Aave and 1inch. So the wallet address was used to get the data, like how much tokens they have, how much debt they have, do they pay it regularly or stuff, so that a credit score can be given in a precise way. Yeah, and we also use some ZK snags, so that the data that we gathered in order to give a credit score, we did not want it to be shared publicly. So we wanted that to be kept as a secret, actually, because this is something really valuable. So we also integrated, that also. So it's not like not like the same.
No, it's kind of
what we did in HackFS.
private credit scores as well.
Yeah.
In case, it was a really interesting concept, actually. So, it would be really useful for DeFi lending, right? I imagine, like seeing people do they pay their bills, do they invest wisely, similar to what we have in the traditional finance world, I imagine. Yeah, very cool. All right. Thank you so much, Cem. We really appreciate you coming here and sharing with us and being a builder in our ecosystem and appreciating, compute over data as well. I know you made your own Docker containers for this and then ran it on BackVR too, which I really want to commend your team for and was really impressive to us too. So congratulations on that as well. And thanks for joining us here today.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting us. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Awesome. So many cool builders these days in the ecosystem. Oh, what am I doing here? There we go. Wrong one. There we go. That looks better. I'm like, oh, I have so many layouts. Which one to choose?
Something to play around with.
Too much power. So as I was kind of speaking about a little bit throughout the stream, I was also in Paris for most of last week. And amazing time. There was some really great events and talks and just some deep thinking and networking going on. I'm not much of a party person, so that's what I was doing. And one of my favorite events actually was Augment Hack. So Augment Hack was organized by Algovera AI, Inflection, a few other people came together, and sorry, I can't see it right now, but a few other really great people in in the compute ecosystem came together to put on this decentralized AI hackathon, which was amazing. I think probably the first one that I've seen anyway, and I'd probably hazard a guess that it is the first decentralized AI hackathon that's ever been held. Now it was in Station F, which is actually a big startup and hacker zone in Paris. So really great venue to have it as well. It was just a cozy venue, about 100 hackers, and really great vibe. And, we saw some lots of great sponsors for this as well. So Stability AI, Hugging Face came along, Nia, Ceramic, we were there, obviously. And, some other, really well-known, Jensen as well, Ocean. So some really great people in this ecosystem working on these compute problems, all in the one space. And there was just a great amount of ideas. I've got a tweet out on some of the projects that came out at Augment Hack, but hopefully this happens again because it was, I found it to be a really useful, valuable event.
Yeah, I would have loved to go. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the winners or your top projects?
So the top project for the Lilypad track specifically was someone who went straight to God mode, basically. So I literally have in the docs, here's some ideas of projects we'd love to see built out with the tech that we currently have. So we're talking about Lilypad V1, which is, we've just released a testnet for, literally released it 2 days before this hackathon. So we're asking people to we've literally just released. So we have easy mode, hey, build a wrapper around this example we already have, and then God mode, hey, build your own module, which is basically building your own deterministic AI job to run on the Lilypad network. So one of the hackers, Leo, his name was, contributed an LLM inference model to Lilypad, which we'll be releasing shortly. We just got to do a little bit of work to make it a little bit more deterministic. But that was he went straight to God mode with that, where I can do this, and he did. So
wow,
it was great. And then there was another project called AvaSol.ai. They're kind of trying to make a Web3 version of character AI, which is kind of an AI avatar of yourself. So starting with text, obviously, but then I think they want to go to voice and things like that, which, I'm not sure that anyone wants another version of Ali in the world, but apparently I can make one. So
sure.
So maybe soon one day we'll be running these COD working group live sessions. It won't be me, it'll be my avatar. I mean, it's the future we find ourselves in. So that was another really cool project as well that we came out of that. There was also one called Brian, which I've temporarily forgotten what it did, but it was yeah, I honestly
okay. Yeah, you still I know.
But Brian, look that up along with Augment Hack, and you'll find it. That was another one that impressed us too.
Great. Yeah, I can't wait to see what's going on. And I think we'll have some of them as speakers and some of the next sessions, right?
Yeah, definitely. I would love to invite some of the people from Augment Hack to come and speak with us. And maybe we'll invite Richard or one of the organizers to talk about, what they're doing next with Augment Hack. That would be cool to find out as well.
Yeah, Richard, that would be great. I would love to hear what's been happening and what's going to be next.
I could have sworn I put an ETH Global update in here too, but I must have loaded the slides too quickly. So I was going to talk about ETH Global, but I think we've already spoken about that a little bit with Cem too. So
yeah,
I think we can probably leave it there unless you have anything you wanted to update people on.
That's all. I think we're right on time. Perfect.
Amazing. Wow. I mean, who knew? That never happened. Well, thank you again for joining me, Kartika. Pablo, Cem, really appreciate your time today. If you do want to join us on a Compute Over Data working group session, please reach out to us. You can get in touch with me on the Filecoin or the Backpr Slack, and same with Kartika or Silent Spring on both of those Slacks, or reach out to me on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you. What are you doing in the Compute Over Data space? If you have a project you want to share, please reach out and we'd love to chat to you. All righty. We will see you in a couple of weeks, hopefully.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.